great book. I encourage you to read it, but has had some really great stuff for us. In the last couple of weeks, really the last 2 weeks and then this week, all sort of blend together. The last 2 weeks, we talked quite a bit about rest and Sabbath, and we talked about rest is both rhythm and it is also resistance. And if you were here last week, we touched on this idea that phrase, that's enough, right? And how you can say those same words with two different sort of inflections. The idea of like, I'm full, I've had plenty, I'm so grateful and thankful for you, for everything I've been, oh man, that's enough. But you could also say that from this place of sort of like drawing a boundary and saying, no, that's enough. We're not doing that anymore. And how that's sort of reflected in that rest as rhythm and rest as resistance. And we're going to kind of continue with that. And I need you to understand this morning, and I've said this to you before, man, the Lord is working on me as much as he is anybody else. And so before you hear any of this on a Sunday, I hear this in the office through the week. And so the Lord is speaking and stretching me and convicting me. And again, the timing of the Lord is perfect in all things. So today, many of you may remember last year, I had the opportunity to be a part of what they call the soul care retreat through the conference. And I left on a Sunday afternoon and traveled to Northeast Maryland and had a great session Sunday night. It's this place down by the bay. It's beautiful. And man, I was hearing from the Lord. And then I went to bed and woke up with pneumonia. So I don't really know what the Lord was saying to me in that, but it was pretty miserable for a while there. And so I had to come home and missed out on that. And so they asked me about coming back this year, which I was very blessed to be invited to that. So I'll be leaving this afternoon and I'll be there through Wednesday morning. But please feel free to call, leave messages if you have prayer requests, and we'll still get those called through and stuff. That's not a big deal. So I do want to invite you to be praying for that process, though, because not only am I been invited as a participant this year, I'm also then leading the cohort coming out of that. So there'll be a group of pastors that meet together for about 8 or 10 weeks coming out of that. And so a couple of things on my plate right now. I've been really checking with the Lord that we're not wearing ourselves too thin, but I really just value and appreciate your prayers, not only for me, but for those that we'll be ministering to through this event. So just a lot going on, but of course it's God's timing that as we talk about solitude and silence and the drawing away from noise and all these things, that God positions that. In no way did I schedule that today to lean into the next few days in my life. It just worked out that way. God's good like that. And so we're thankful for him and how he's working. But yeah, as we think about these things, we talked about this last week, these practices, and I shared with you that I feel like I went at this thing the wrong direction. I shared with you that like so far this summer, you've heard me say a lot that these things, these practices, fasting and prayer and today's solitude, things like Sabbath and generosity and abiding and all these different things we touched on,